Well, good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to share with you guys another smart home product. Now, if you're new to my channel, I review products of all kinds, from watches to cars to electronics, and naturally, one of the biggest things I've been into lately is connected devices, the Internet of Things. Basically, I have tons of devices in my home, some of which I purchased, some of which some folks have been kind enough to sponsor me. And the device I want to share with you guys today is another smart deadbolt. Now, I did a review a couple weeks ago, and I did one on just an inexpensive spin type of deadbolt, and you can definitely check out that video. Really inexpensive, under 50 bucks. That allows you to have a keypad and, of course, the ability to lock the door from the outside. And once you lock it, the deadbolt spins, and you can no longer unlock or lock the deadbolt. Well, once it's locked, but you can no longer unlock the deadbolt without the key or using the code. And I thought it was a great price for what it was. And I reached out to a couple different companies, and I just want to thank Trent over at Go Keyless. He was nice enough to send me one of the Kwickset locks to be featured in my video. He recommended a different deadbolt in the beginning, but I wanted something that was going to communicate because of all this stuff, that works together in the Internet of Things and the smart home stuff. I wanted something that was going to be something that could communicate with my network, of course. And so there's a couple different locks out there. There's Wi-Fi locks. There's many different companies making locks nowadays. But I opted to go with one that, because there are so many different devices I've connected on my network now, I actually had to get a second access point to help to keep things stable. So I've been working on trying to figure all that out. And so rather than go ahead and throw another Wi-Fi device on here when I even have to, I opted to go with a Zwave lock. Now, Zwave is a different protocol for communication. It's its own network, and the more Zwave devices you have, the better the network signal is in your house. I opted to get one that was compatible with my Samsung SmartThings hub. And so this device did that, and the nice thing about it is that it's very efficient on battery usage. It's powered by 4 AA batteries, and it allows you the ability to lock and unlock the front door using your smartphone. And of course, it has a keyed entry for the old school key style folks. And of course, it has a keypad as well. A little bit about the device. This is it right here. It's a Kwickset Smart Code 914. This is the box it came in. This is what the deadbolt looks like, and I'll show you that in just a second. And this is what the interior deadbolt looks like in your battery pack and how you set up the codes and all that stuff. A little bit more about the device. I'm just reading right off the box here. It has Home Connect, which you can lock and unlock your door from anywhere, which in my case I'm using the Zwave or the Samsung SmartThings hub because one thing I don't want to do is have another app on my phone. It seems like all these devices, you have to have their own app. With this, it worked right with my Samsung hub, and I didn't need to add another app to my phone. It's really easy to set up as well. You get notification alerts when someone enters your home, which I have not set up through the app, but I'm pretty sure you can do that with SmartThings, but I haven't. I just installed it yesterday. You have one-touch locking, of course. I'll show you that in a second. 10-digit backlit keypad, which is very bright. Automatic door locking after 30 seconds if you want that feature. I opted to not put that feature on just because I don't want to lock myself out of the house, and I can see myself doing it. In the event that I run out to get the mail or something like that, I leave my phone and keys inside. I don't want to have that become an issue. And you have up to 30 access codes. You have an audible beep when pressing buttons, and a door locked, unlocked LED blinking indicator. So that's really about it. They do make it in several different colors. I opted for the satin nickel. As far as features of the lock, as far as security, it looks like it has a lifetime finish and mechanical warranty, that's awesome. And of course you have, what was the other thing here? I saw in here it has, it's a BHMA Grade 2 certified lock, 20-minute fire rating, tamper-resistant interior cover, and let's see here, it does have an anti-bump feature, which is a technique thieves use to get inside houses. You can rekey at any time, and it has something called featuring bump guard. That's the pick-resistant bump guard technology. Prevents an attack technique using special cut keys that can defeat conventional pin and tumbler lock. So you have some security there. The only thing it didn't have, which my other one had that I liked, was a roller bar mechanism. So if somebody were to try to saw through the bolt, it would just roll. You wouldn't be able to cut through. But on my door, I've secured it in such a way you cannot get in there to even reach the bolt. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the installation. Now, I will eventually probably pull this bolt out of the door and do an install video. Once I get some better equipment and a tripod, it's a little difficult for me to do that now with what I'm using. But I will say one thing, if you do get this lock, I'll put a link in the description where you can get this lock. if you do get this particular one, make sure that you read the instructions. I've installed many doorknobs and deadbolts in my day, and I've never had any kind of issues. This, I had a real big issue where it took me about 2 hours to install this. And really what it comes down to is my own fault. You know, I got overly confident and figured I could just install this and it would work. And what happened was, once I installed it, when I put the back plate on, where your electronics and your battery pack go, the darn thing just was binding. It just would snap almost when you tried to turn it. There was some kind of binding going on with the motor. And what I didn't do was set it up exactly how they recommended. And what they recommend you do is that when you look at the exterior of the actual keypad, which has the key and there's a bar in there, you want to make sure that the curved side is up and everything's lined up as far as the bolt is concerned. The curve is up, and that the door is actually locked. The bolt is out with the door open. And you do the same thing when you line it up. And if you follow the instructions, you won't have any kind of issues. Don't do what I did. Don't rip it out of the box and just install it. One thing I did, and the reason I did it was when I first got it, I wanted to make sure it was compatible with my Zwave or with my Samsung SmartThings hub. So I did kind of put it together just on my desk and connect it to make sure that it actually did work, and that kind of screwed things up. And what you have to do, very important step with this particular lock, is once that you get this installed and everything's lined up and you test the bolt, that there's no binding going on, you basically hold the lock button on the outside of the keypad and drop the battery pack in. And what it does, it calibrates the door as far as how far the bolt needs to go out and in. And what it does is basically determine whether your door is a left-hand or right-hand door. And that's how the thing calibrates itself. Then you know, once it's done, that you're not going to have any kind of binding. Now, I did do a little more research too, that when you do lock the door and unlock the door, when the bolt extends and retracts, there is a little bit of a click. That is normal. So without me rambling on too much more, let's take a look at it, and I'll just kind of show you that it is functional with the Samsung SmartThings app, and that it works just like they said it did. Now, the only thing I do have to say about this is that right now, and I was a little disappointed about this fact, is that this one here, it looks like the Amazon Echo products, I'm not going to say her name, but that device and the Google Home are not compatible with locks at this moment. They can only turn on lights and control fixtures and switches and stuff like that, which I was really surprised because I thought that this was going to have the ability to have voice control. Now, maybe there's other models out there that will work, but reading right off the Google Home app, it said it did not support any kind of locks yet, which is just like the garage door that I have, the Chamberlain Smart Q garage door. That one will only tell you the status of the door. It won't allow you to open and unlock or open and close the door. So maybe it's kind of a security thing. Maybe Google doesn't want to get involved with the potential of something accidentally happening and somebody getting into a home. That might be something to do with it, but I was a little disappointed that I wasn't able to do that. So with that being said, it's a nice feature to be able to unlock and lock the door remotely, but a little disappointed on that particular fact. And I'll do more research on that. Maybe there's a way around that. But let's go ahead and check it out for now. This is my front door, of course. You can see I've installed one of these awesome View. I'm going to show you that real quick. One of these View peephole cameras with night vision and motion detection is awesome. You can see right here, since we're on the subject, and I know you YouTube folks are very observant, somebody's going to point out the black electrical tape. I put a second hole in to put a peephole in. My existing peephole, it was too large, and so either I get a new peephole for here, or I'm going to move this down and see what the picture looks like as well. I'm going to do that later today. But moving on, it's a great addition if you're going to make your door smart and have a smart home front door, which I'll do another video explaining what I consider a smart home door. You'll see that in a later date, that this is a great addition. So here it is right here. This I already had. This I installed in years ago. This is your standard doorknob, of course. And this is the device here. And what happens is you have your LED right here, which shows you whether the door is locked or not, which I don't really think is really all that useful, to be honest with you, because it just flashes once in a while. And, I mean, you can see if the door is locked or unlocked. Not really, an awesome feature, in my opinion. This is where, behind this glass right here, you would think that this is like some sort of window for some purpose. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this is, why it's actually a plastic there, but there's nothing shows through that, so I'm not really sure what the point of that is. And here's of course your knob, and it opens like any other deadbolt, locks and unlocks like so. So when you go ahead and open up the front door, you'll see the keypad. Very similar to the other keypad I had. You have your lock mechanism here, where if you can use your key and then your keypad. As far as the and I'm just going to go ahead and show you real quick. basically how you lock the door. So if we come outside, we'll go ahead and close it up here, and hopefully I don't get locked out. I got my phone, so we should be good. So real simple here. Basically just press the lock button, and the door is locked. It's an automatic motorized deadbolt, of course. And I'm going to go ahead and unlock the door now and just enter the code. And of course the door unlocks and we have access to the house. Now I'm going to go ahead and close it up again, and I like the one button lock feature because that allows you just to leave, press the button, and you're locked. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull out my smartphone here, and we're going to go ahead and show you, and I'm not going to show you the app because, you know, if you guys have a SmartThings hub, you really don't need me to check out the app, of course, but we're going to go ahead and open up SmartThings. And I will just show you that it does show you the status of the door. So you can see the things that I have here. You can see the front door is locked. And so we're just going to go ahead and press that button and unlock it. As you can see, and here, hopefully, the door unlocks. So, and the noise you heard on my phone, that little blinging noise, that beeping noise, was actually the motion sensor on the camera picking up motion out there. So what it's done is it sent me pictures of exactly what happened on my phone. So the event somebody comes up to the door, I can actually answer the front door if they press the doorbell. So it's a great feature. So that's about it, really. It's pretty self-explanatory, and I'm just going to lock it there, and we're done. Now, I will say that the other door lock I had was really interesting as well. And what I did like about that particular one was, let me put you guys down here for a second. Whoops. My lovely tripod, right? So what I did like about that other doorknob, and I do encourage you guys, if you want a keyless entry system for your house, it's really affordable. Check out that one as well. What's great about this is it's motorized. The downside to that is you're dependent upon a motor to get to the house. So, you know, you want to really make sure that you check your battery life, and through the app here, you can actually see through the SmartThings app that we have right now a 70% battery life. I'm using some batteries I had laying around. I'm going to get some fresh, decent ones today. Not like the remote control batteries, the cheap ones. I'm going to get some better ones. And naturally, you know, you want to make sure you keep an eye on that. And you can probably set up alerts for battery life because in the event that, let's say you just don't really have it. Let's say you depend upon this to get in and out of your house. If that motor or the battery fails in some way, you won't be able to get in without a key. So just something to think about. The other device I had for the price, under 50 bucks, was awesome. That one there actually did not have a motor, so you had your keypad, but you had a spin system, a spin lock. And so when you locked it, when you close the door and the door is unlocked, the mechanism is engaged, and you just turn, and it unlocks the door, or locks the door. Once it's the bolt is completely engaged, the mechanism, I guess, detracts. And of course, the knob actually just spins. Okay, so that's a great deadbolt for somebody who's looking for keypad entry but doesn't want the ability to control it from their phone or control it via I guess really just from your phone. I was gonna say voice, but and that's what I was hoping for, to be able to say, hey, you know, such and such, lock the front door. But I will do more research, and you know, as you guys know, I always review and re-review products at a later date. As far as pricing this one here, you're looking at, it's going to range, I'll put a link in the description, anywhere from about 180 up to about 250 bucks depending on where you buy it. I'll also put a link in the description for the place that was nice enough to send me this. And of course that was the gentleman who sent me this. Again, thank you, Trent. I do appreciate you sending me this. And I'll put a link in the description for their company as well. It's the least I can do for their generosity. But, you know, so let's get back to, do I like it? You know, what do I think about the lock? Styling wise, it's basic. You know, the inside, it's okay. You know, there's nothing really. I don't really understand the window of the device. I mean, or that black plastic part, I think, is something that doesn't really make much sense to me. I don't really know what the point is. And like I said, as I re-review these devices, usually the companies, if I've made a mistake and don't understand something, they will go ahead and let me know. Most important thing I can tell you guys about this device is when you install it, follow the manual step by step. Read it first, and then go back and follow it exactly, because you'll save yourself some time and some hassle, because I didn't realize a lot of these, again, smart devices like this, the smart locks, do need to kind of calibrate themselves, determine, you know, left or right door, and I believe this one here is determining how far the bolt goes in, but that might be something I'm just screwing up. Overall, though, I mean, it does what it says it does. It's something that, you know, I traditionally use the garage door most of the time, but I think it's a great, I think the most important feature of this thing here, I think, is the keypad, because it's just really nice to be able to, you know, if I'm going to go out for a run and I don't want to bring my keys with me, it's a great way to be able to just gain access to your house. You can add up to 30 users, which is awesome too. So I can have my parents on one. If they need to stop by, they're more than welcome to just come into the house. And you know, the nice thing about it too is, let's say you're expecting somebody to stop by for some other reason, you can remotely lock and unlock the door. And you get status on whether the door is locked or unlocked. So if you're leaving the house and you're like, geez, did I lock the door? You can check the app and see. So that's another great feature. That's one of the primary reasons I added the smart garage door opener as well. Not that I even really use it all that much, but just the fact that I can tell whether or not the door is locked or unlocked, like a sensor. So I think that's enough reason to have this in your smart home as well. There's many brands out there making stuff like this. Kwickset has been around for a very long time, and they're well known for the quality of their product. And I think it's a great addition to my smart home. I love the fact that it has a lifetime guarantee. That's peace of mind that if anything happens to this, I'm going to get a new one. So that's a great feature and worth the price just right there. So again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Once again, Trent, thank you very much for your generosity in sending me this. Trent from GoKeyless.com. I'll put a link for their website in the description as well, and I'll also put links in the description where you can pick this up for the best price. If you guys have any questions whatsoever as far as setup or any of the features, by all means, as always, as I always say, drop a comment, let me know, and I'll get you the best answer that I can. Again, if you're going to make this purchase, it does help if you do it through my links in the description. It does help to support the channel, and I do appreciate that. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day. And guys, check out my other videos. You know, a lot of times I get a lot of people, whether I'm reviewing a watch or not, and they ask me a question before they even took a look at my other videos. I have over 430 videos on here, and a lot of the questions you guys might ask has already been answered, or maybe a watch you want to see reviewed has already been reviewed. So, I mean, I don't mind answering your comments. I love getting the comments. But there's a lot of other awesome devices if you're in the market for smart home stuff or electronics that if you're a techie like me, check out my other videos. There's tons of cool stuff on there. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Have a good afternoon. Take care.